welcome back to Bachelor Buzz, the best place to come for recaps on your favorite show and the latest in Bachelor Nation news. We're your hosts, Arena,
And Julia.
and we're so happy you're here joining us today.
So come on and get your buzz on about the latest episode and, of course, with your favorite wine. Today I'm drinking Spencer Family Vineyards, a Cab Sauv, and it is really good. My friend brought it yesterday. She gave it to me, and I said, that's perfect for my Bachelor Buzz podcast. What are you drinking, Arena?
Well, Julia, I have a couple of things. I have Forbidden Kiss once again, but this is one of their white wines. It's a peach, and I
Yeah, I
thought
was going
I'd
to say
try
white.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I thought I'd go a little different this time. It is tasty. And I did drink a
Nice.
little bit during the show too. So happy about that. And then of course I always have my sparkling water.
I know. Gotta stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Like Joey, we learned that he is only drinking water at the group dates, which I thought was very cool. So,
yes.
All right. Well, I'm so excited to talk about the episode 2, Arena.
Yes.
Let's hear about it. What was the cold open? You want to describe it?
Goodness, yeah. So
the cold open.
Start out with the cold opening, which now seems like it is going to be the standard for the Bachelor franchise because, as we all know, for the Golden Bachelor, that was what they did for every single episode of Gary's season. And I think at the time, maybe some of us may have thought, okay, is this what they're doing now, or is this just for Golden Bachelor? But it looks like that's just what they're going to do. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's great. It creates some anticipation for the rest of the episode, and it kind of tells you like what happens and how we got there, which is also kind of going back to the first episode too.
I think it's cool. It's like, oh, the drama at the end, and then it's like, okay, but let's see the beginning. So, I mean, all right. So we saw the drama of Lauren with a cake, talking to Joey, upset, and then he kind of leaves her with a cake, and she takes a fistful, a forkful, and then she throws it on the ground.
It says, this is
we're all just like, what happened there? So let's find out what happened. Cut to the beginning. We see Joey and Jesse.
Yeah, I love seeing them playing tennis together.
I know. That was
Joey
really
giving
cute.
Jesse pointers. Yeah, I really liked that. I felt like they could just do that on the weekend, just, two guys playing tennis. So that was really nice to see. And
it was cute.
Yeah, it definitely was. And then after that, we see the ladies moving into the mansion. So that's like the big moving day where they are so excited because, I mean, the mansion does look amazing. It's in Agora Hills, California, for those who don't know, which is north of Malibu and Los Angeles. It is a very beautiful area, of course. And it's in the hills, and you can probably see the ocean from there. I don't know, but I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, we should keep an eye out. Yeah, well, I agree. It's always nice to see their excitement. There's like such an energy on the first move-in day, but I have to say I was just like struck by how kind of old-fashioned that house is starting to look. I was like, wow, this is straight from like 2000s, like it really, they haven't updated it. I'm like, come on. Like, I mean, part of me is like, they should get a new mansion at some point, but at the same time, it is kind of like Bachelor life. It kind of adds to this like fantasy of like, oh, like we're in this like other world where like nothing matters but falling in love, so I'm kind of torn on that. So to our viewers, if you have an opinion on it, I would love to hear kind of your thoughts, but like that was my first impression. Honestly, I was like, whoa, I don't think that it's been such a like stark realization to me in the past seasons, but now I'm just like, wow, it's very old fashioned.
2024. It's time to step into the millennium.
Yeah. It's like terracotta and like the Italian style like construction, but it's still cute. It's still romantic, and I think that's the vibe that they're still going for.
And the pool area is really awesome. I
love
that area in the back.
Honestly,
so nice.
Yes, yeah. I mean, honestly, it gives character. Like, I'm not mad at that style. It's just like maybe they should update it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the guy who owns the house, I'm sure, like, he's like, hey, you want this house? This is what it is.
True.
Who knows?
True.
I don't know. Because
Maybe.
I think it's been the same family that's owned it all this time too.
Wow.
That they've been renting it out to them for several months at a time. So, but that would be interesting if they would ever consider renovating it and just like redesigning it just to see like what happens. And of course the outside could stay the same because it has that, you know, the flowers, the roses, everything. Or do they add that? They probably add that from the show. To go with the theme, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know.
It would be interesting to look into like what they do to make it the Bachelor Mansion.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I think they do move things around and they may bring in some of their own furniture, but yeah, everything else, like the walls, of course, that foyer when you first come in, the stairs, that's all obviously part of the house that like doesn't change. But I think they may actually bring in furniture. I want to say I heard that somewhere, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. So
we'll look into it.
Yes, I'm going to look into that. That I'm making a note for next episode. Look into how they changed the mansion. Okay, so after that, we see the ladies. Now, Jesse comes in, and he has a date card, and they freak out, of course, because now it's beginning. Now it officially feels like this is the show. This feels like the real first episode, I feel like.
Now things start. Yes, and it was exciting. So the date card was a group date. And they were told, you know, go into the other room. And I laughed because they all just aimlessly ran around the house for like a good minute. And they're like, where's the other room? Then they discovered a room full of wedding dresses. And I thought it was so funny that they actually were like, oh, it's like a wedding where he married all of you. And I'm like, really? The polyamory? Like, I feel like they've been like kind of having this in the back of their mind this whole season, or, you know, the whole series or whatever, like the franchise. But now they're just outright like, what if he married all of you? Who's going to be into that? Oh, man. What if that's the ending?
Gotta live certain places to do that.
Right. This year in Bachelor, we're in Utah.
And just quick note, not all of Utah's like that. I did live there for a year, and there's some really great people there. But unfortunately, yes, there are.
But you could if you wanted.
I'm not going to comment.
Whatever. It's just a lifestyle, right?
It's a lifestyle, but not for everyone. But that's true.
Although I don't think any of the girls on the season are actually into it because, of course, there was a lot of jealousy and cattiness at this wedding that they had. But it was cute though. They all got to put on dresses, and the dresses were pretty. I think a lot of them were really nice. They all fit pretty well. You know, you never know with these kind of like
I wonder how
free for all pick a dress thing. I mean, they're all probably the same size girls.
Yeah, they all kind of look similar, which is kind of unfair because it's like it also goes back to the whole thing. Like they pick women that are all kind of around the same size. So when they do these things, like the wedding dress group date, which they do with like every bachelor,
every time there's like, something
always. But at least this time, to go back, it wasn't just taking photos. It was an actual like thing, like musical chairs, and I loved that.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
A little different, and like. Oh, we'll get to the point where they dance and the singer, but that was surprising. I was like, what?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I thought that was so cute. That like they each had their own little moment they could have with him, you know. And then we have to just take a moment and give props to our girl. Rachel. Evelyn. Okay, Evelyn first. Rachel. Yeah, I mean, honestly though, Evelyn, if you guys follow, she should have sat next to him. She should have sat next to him. I was so annoyed that she had to like go all the way to the end. I wish that Joey, he would have gotten mad props in my book if he'd been like, no, Lauren, Evelyn got in the chair first. Get over. But like Lauren, you know, she was sad that day.
I feel like and I also
she was very sad that day
because that was. We'll get to that in the night portion, but that was Evelyn. She literally, it was like, what is it, the high jump in track and field where they have to leap over that pole, like that high bar in the track and field events, like at the Olympics, and they run and then they like leap over onto a mat. Is it
vaulting? I think so.
I can't remember. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be like,
Google it really quick.
I do like sports. I just can't remember the name of it. Okay. But she
yeah, it's vaulting.
Vaulting, yeah. She like, is she a vaulter? Like, was she at some point?
Seeing a lot of horses in these pictures. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, that's a horse vaulting. Yeah,
horse
maybe
vaulting.
not vaulting. But you guys know what we're talking about. She leaped over that table, and Joey's face was priceless. Just his look, like it was the best.
Pardon me.
And
that's something you don't hear on podcasts much.
We're keeping it in.
Keeping it real over here. Random sneezes.
Right.
But yeah, I think he definitely was like impressed by that. Yes, like I thought he would have given her the rose for that, honestly. I think she deserved a little more than sitting at the end. But you know, I did feel bad for Lauren. Like he didn't know, which I thought was kind of weird. She didn't like tell him. But she was like in a bad mood the whole day because like, you know, her father passed away 7 months ago. And like, you know, being at the wedding just reminded her how he wouldn't be there. And like that was really sad. But like I think it had like a nice moment between her and Maria. Maria was pretty nice to her about it.
She
it was kind of sweet.
Maria was doing well, saying what she felt she could say in that situation. I think that she can't relate, but she was trying to be there for her. And I did appreciate that. And then, for Lauren, I felt so awful because like I said before, my mom passed away. So anytime you like a wedding type of thing before you're married, I think it's that realization that you're not going to have your parent there. And I totally understood why she was like, why did I have to be on this group date? Like, I'm almost like, did producers must have known? Like, could you not?
You know, they made a couple odd choices for the girls they put on dates. You know, like that. I think you're so right. You know, they knew. How could they not have known that? Allison wasn't on it, thankfully, because that would have been probably harder if they were both on it.
Yeah. So I guess they were like, well, I think this one could go on it. Maybe she can handle it. I don't know.
It's either they're sick in the head for doing that, or they're just completely kind of like unaware of the ramifications of that kind of move, you know?
I mean,
maybe that's it.
That's hopefully. Just like, I hope so. But it was really nice seeing everyone. Besides Lauren, she didn't, because obvious reasons. She was not in the best place, obviously. Like, who would be? And it was just nice that he picked Rachel at the end to do the dance, because you know, she's my girl. Like, I want her to go really, really far. So
she just like took control of that toast. So like she just stood up, did it. I loved. She's like, "Oh, I'm Mrs. G. Like, oh, it's weird you brought your exes to the wedding." It was so cute. I wrote in my notes. I said Rachel is a badass. Like,
she is
hands really down. Is. And then she got the dance, and like they had so much chemistry. All the girls realized that she was a competitor. You know, so.
Finally, people are starting to see that.
Like, I think that, Arena, you were right. I think you definitely had an eye for someone who would go far. You know, I'm definitely Team Rachel now. Thank you. That was so cute. And, like, she just seems so natural with him.
Yes.
Like, other girls, I didn't quite see it. You know, it's like, okay, maybe.
More forced.
But, like, for her, it seemed supernatural. Like, just wifey material.
Yeah, really. And that's also like why I feel like, you know, I think she is going to go far, because like you said, he may have some chemistry with others, but it seems more, I don't want to say forced, I said that, but I feel like more like they're sitting there saying just how great he is and everything. And he's
surface
great,
level.
But but it's like they just seem so natural together, and they can joke with each other. And she seems confident around him, and he seems to really like that. Yeah. So I really look forward to seeing how their relationship evolves.
I do too.
So
yes,
I'm about that. But and then we go to the after. Right. Oh my gosh. The wedding singer was Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton?
I was like, okay, they have money now, because Michael Bolton, Billie Eilish, the song at the first episode. What is happening?
They are, I mean, that's this random little wedding. Like they got
Right.
Michael Bolton at a little
Does he
fake
just
wedding with
like, right?
who are the people in the crowd, like at the reception
Just,
or whatever?
I
They were
think
just
just people.
randos.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
applied
they
to
weren't
be
like
an
his
audience.
family.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we gotta
Yeah.
apply to that next
Right?
time.
That's what I'm saying. We need
Come
to be in
on,
there.
vote for us.
That's right. We're here.
Bachelors.
That's
Um,
right, guys.
yeah, but that was a cute group date. You know, again,
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't just like pictures or like, you know,
Yes.
weird
Something
poses that they
formal.
have or like a weird thing like a cake eating contest or
Yeah.
something. You know, I'm
I
glad it was
know.
something fun that could show their personality.
Yeah,
So,
and be more natural. And then, of course, we can't forget, oh my goodness, the after party after
mm-hmm.
that date.
Yes.
Okay.
So they all went home,
Maria
got cute. Yeah. And then Maria comes out.
shows up. So first of all, she was already wearing like a low cut dress, short dress, low cut corset type of dress. And
White.
white, which
No
good
bra.
choice on her part. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
go Maria. She knows what she's doing.
She knew what she was doing.
100%. And then they go to have their little one-on-one time, and she's like, "Oh, I feel uncomfortable. Like I
I
need to get
feel
more
so
comfortable."
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, and she gets up and leaves and comes back with like this outfit that almost looks like lingerie. It's
Just like a
not, but it
bra
looks
and a
like,
skirt
yeah.
and a shrug. Yeah.
Yes. And he just like cannot not stare at her, and
Yeah.
he can't
It
focus, even though
was
he
like
was
so
like,
odd though. I just thought it was so odd. I was like,
well, it was
I
so
mean,
like,
I
why
don't
wouldn't
even
you want
know
to
if
get
it
to
was like
know him?
worth it though, because I really thought the first outfit was like
That was
hot
fine.
enough.
Yeah,
It was like
that was
hot, and then she
fine.
turned into like an equally hot outfit after, and I was like, okay. I mean, I feel like you need to either go hotter or less hot. Like,
yeah.
what's the point? Maybe just the
It,
idea of her like getting undressed and getting
I
dressed. I
think
don't know what she was
so.
trying to
And it
do.
worked.
It's
It
also
worked
wasted
though.
time. It did work. It really did work. They were like
Just could not
eating each other
concentrate.
after that.
Yes. And like they didn't even really talk. He's like, all I really know about you is Canada, and that's it. And that was it. There was nothing else. Right now, all they have right now, which I'm assuming they're going to get to a point where they're going to start talking more. But right now, it's definitely
They will talk eventually.
A physical thing.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they definitely have sexual
Yeah.
attraction.
Oh,
You can
100%.
tell.
Yeah. And he could not think after she
It's
came
not
back out.
all about that, Joey.
Yes. Yeah. But
Hope
you know
he
what?
can
That's what's
keep
so
his head
funny.
Yeah.
Right? Because Joey is like this person who we're like, oh, Joey's so sweet and he's so intentional. And he is. He is. I'm not saying he's not, but this is showing Joey's like, guys, just like, he's still just a dude.
He's a dude.
He's still just a dude who is
100%.
like, can't focus once he sees a woman come back out he's already attracted to. Like, okay, yeah. But it's really fun
and
to
he's
see
probably thinking like, oh, like he literally was like, she keeps me on my toes. Like, yeah, what will she wear? Will she leave and then be back in a different outfit? Like, she's really painting that picture. And all the girls were just like, what? When she came out in a different outfit, they were just like, why did you change? It was so weird. But you know what, Maria? Do you?
Yeah. That's what I like about Maria. She is confident and does her own thing. And that's what works here too. So you go, girl.
Yeah. And then he talked to a bunch of girls, ended up giving the rose to Jess because she opened up about being cheated on. And the girls did not like that. But I thought it was like, she was being vulnerable. They had a nice moment. I thought he was going to give it to, who did I think it was?
Lauren?
Shoot, probably Lauren, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I guess Lauren. Hold on, did I write it down? Let me check my notes.
Jess, I understand it was something really hard for her to talk about, and it sounded like it was a relationship she had in college, and because she said it was 2 years prior. She's 24, and it was a 3-year relationship and everything. And I understand she was totally vulnerable, and he was really great with her, and she was really she felt comfortable with him, and safe with him, which is really good. Because I gotta be honest, I think any woman in his presence who's attracted to men would feel safe with him. I gotta be honest, he just exudes that. And just makes you feel nice, oh my gosh. But I was a little surprised because I kind of felt like Lauren told him that, her dad just passed away. That's why she was kind of giving
And
off maybe a negative vibe, even though it wasn't
yeah.
negative. It was just grief. And she was
Mm-hmm.
really like, just, it was really hard for her. So I'm not
Yeah.
judging Joey. I'm just saying I'm a little confused. Why didn't she get the
Yeah.
rose? Because it's
also,
death in a
yeah.
relationship from college. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
So true. And also, like, she did mention, she was like, I would have left this wedding thing today, but I stayed because of you. I wanted to, like, stay strong so we could continue to know each other. So, like, yeah, I really think he should have given it to her. And maybe she would have ended up staying.
Maybe.
But at the end, I don't think he really liked her. I think that the producers wanted her because the sister thing. She got the rose last time. He never kissed her. Like,
yeah, they never kissed.
In the end, I don't think that they had much of a did they?
No, I don't remember.
Much of a connection.
Did they? Yeah. I think that she just wasn't really his type. Even though I know he says he doesn't have a type, I think like he seems so soft in some ways, and she isn't. That it was didn't seem like a great match. Like, I feel like she needs a guy who's more like, hey, let's go birds, like this is, like the Eagles football team, Philly, like those, for those of you who know Philadelphia, have been there, been around, like Philly's like got some characters, and I love Philly. Like, I've been so often, I have so many friends from the suburbs of Philly and went to Penn State and everything, and it's a vibe there. So, and she is that vibe. So, yes. And he is from the suburbs of Philadelphia. It's different. It's kind of like saying you're from the suburbs of like any city, kind of. So it's a little different, and I just don't know if they were really clicking. Even though her sister's from where she's from too, they're different.
But her sister has like a softer energy.
She does. She does, and he seems to like a soft energy. Yeah, he seems.
I think that's what we're learning. Authentic, sweet girl.
Sweet. He likes sweet.
But yeah,
he likes.
Speaking of sweet, who got the one-on-one?
Daisy.
Of course. Raina, you were right. Of course she did.
Oh my gosh, he is enamored with Daisy. You could tell on that date. He was tickled pink. He was like, I'm so excited to take her on this date. Like, I can tell, I can feel myself like this is just a date with a girlfriend.
I was like, aw.
Like, it was so
cute. He loved it. Although, again, like, how dare the producers put this girl with hearing loss on a helicopter and then a concert when she's like, I have trouble hearing if people are talking over each other in a room. Like,
right.
I don't know how the heck she heard him.
And she kept
but
saying,
she did.
What? Like,
yeah. But I think she did say at one point that it wasn't too bad, but she could have also just been saying that.
She did, yeah, because she's sweet, so who knows?
She's sweet, yeah. She does have like a very sweet energy. Yes. She laughs a lot at what he says, so she's into him.
Yes, she is.
I loved hearing her story, though.
Yes. I did too.
It was really cool, and actually, like, I have some friends who work with kids with hearing loss, and I sent them, Bachelor Nation news. You got to look into this girl, share it with your patients, who may be inspired or like uplifted by their hearing loss. So I think it's really awesome. For those of you who don't know, she has a nonprofit that she founded called Hear Your Heart, I believe. Let me check. I wrote it down. Hear Your Heart, yeah, which is really cute, and I love that.
And she wrote a book too.
Yeah.
So she is like making this her life, like her experience, and trying to help. Is it just like kids and just other people come to terms, or just kind of appreciate what makes them different?
Yeah, I think it is specifically for kids with hearing loss.
Cool. Which is wonderful. Yeah, so she's just committed to, it says on her was committed to empowering children. And
was I right? Is it Hear Your Heart?
Yeah, I saw something that said Hear Your Heart nonprofit. I didn't click on it like to find her, but if there's Hear Your Heart, to hear and be heard. Contact us about. We're gonna look this up, guys. Let's see. Yeah, because it doesn't have her name on it, but I'm assuming this is it.
Yeah, but I loved hearing like the details. Like she said that after she got her cochlear implant, everyone sounded like chipmunks.
Yeah.
Like, oh. But also apparently like people might get their implant and not hear anything for a while.
Yeah.
So it's good that it was working for her. And then she said it gets better with time. So it's just very cool. Just like with Abigail Herringer,
Yeah.
it's just very cool to learn more about these, you know, disabilities, but how people can overcome them and still lead normal lives and still find love, just like anyone else. So I do
Exactly.
really like that The Bachelor is like leaning into those kinds of stories, and I hope
I
that
do
they'll
too.
continue to
I hope
not
so.
not only hearing loss, but maybe other,
Yes.
types of people
That
and
would be
lives.
wonderful
Mhm.
because that's what exists in our world. We're all different, and it would be nice to see that on this show more often in this
Yeah,
franchise on a regular basis, not just
right.
like one here and 4 years later another one. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like that would be nice to do that. And then I'll also say, like, for their nighttime date, it was just really
Hmm.
funny. Do you remember that one point where I think he said, like, basically her cochlear implant is beautiful, and she goes, what, like, are you real? Like, do you remember that? And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And he's being genuine, and she's just like,
Yeah.
and
She's
I'm
like, "Are you
thinking,
real?"
right, and I'm just
So
like,
cute.
that was so cute because I totally get, like, who's gonna say that? That was just such a beautiful thing for him to say, but I also feel like I was a little surprised that she was surprised that he was so accepting of the implant, because I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, are people in general just really awful? Because I feel like if
Mm.
you're really into someone, how would you not
Yeah.
be like, okay, and want to learn more and just be like understanding, or just want to just take it all in? Like, what
Yeah.
monster is gonna like,
I
I know people, I guess there are
know.
people like that, but like,
It's sad, but
yeah,
maybe. She was saying, I think that she'd only gone on a date with
one
one
date.
person
Yeah, and they
before
knew her
him.
before.
So it's like
Yeah,
she hasn't really, maybe it's like maybe she's projecting a little bit,
insecurity. Yeah,
it's her own wall that she has been
yeah.
having trouble breaking down because of her perception on like how people accept her. But like he's
Mhm.
showing her, no, that's not
Yeah,
the case. And like,
yeah,
I think it's really nice, that
it is.
that moment hopefully gave her the confidence to go further in this
Yeah.
competition. And like if she ends up with him, great. If not, maybe that'll give her the confidence to continue to pursue love.
Yeah,
So
I think
sweet.
so. And it was just really lovely. Their date was just so cute.
I
They're both
know.
into
Yeah.
each
The
other, and
sunset at the end is so
yeah, and
cute.
you could tell, like, just because I feel like even though we're getting to know Joey a lot more this season than we did with Charity,
Hmm.
I feel like I'm seeing hints of how when he started to fall in love with Charity, little things that he does. I'm seeing that
Hmm.
with 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 Daisy right away. I'm like, Daisy,
Yeah.
Joey, Daisy. I'm seeing that right away, and I'm just like, oh my gosh,
You already
yes.
know. Yeah.
She's going
Calling it.
far. I don't know how far, but let's be honest, far. Um,
Yeah. We all know it.
and it
They
makes
didn't really
sense.
try to hide it.
They're not, and that kind of bothers me. I feel
I
like, can we have a
know.
little more air of mystery? So we're
I
thinking, like, who
know.
is it? Because
I
I'm thinking,
know.
okay, if she goes far, and who knows, maybe the one at the end, you know. So then I'm thinking, then who's getting the Bachelorette edit? Because I don't really see anyone else in that house so far that's getting the
Mm.
type of attention that she is.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, what's going on? That's just what I'm thinking already. I'm thinking already,
Well,
who's the Bachelorette, and it's just the
we're
second
on
episode.
episode 2
I
and we're already
know.
planning for
like,
next
I'm
season.
like, who's the next person? Because I feel like if we wrap it up, like some of those memes
Yeah, I
said,
know.
it's her.
It's
But maybe it's not. I
so
don't know.
obvious.
But
No, but I think that's a good point. And like, it's one of those things where like maybe someone else will emerge as like Bachelorette edit, but like it's the only
yeah,
girl who's getting all this attention. So,
really. And she's great.
but
But yeah, I'm just kind
yeah.
of curious for the show's sake, just wondering what's
Hmm.
happening. So yeah, so they have a great date, and then we go
Hmm.
into group date number 2 with some Bachelor alumni.
Oh
We have
yeah.
Jubilee from Ben Higgins'
Yes.
season of The Bachelor,
Our
season
veteran.
20. Yes,
Hmm.
our veteran. And then we also have Demi from Colton
Hmm.
season
Oh my gosh.
23.
And Bachelor in
So,
Paradise.
oh
She
yes,
was
that's
a little
right.
firecracker on those.
She was also appeared as like a host for like one day on Bachelor in Paradise Canada. Just
Oh,
want to throw that
okay.
out there, which is a nice show to watch. People should check it out if they can.
Oh my gosh.
Some couples came out of there, and one of them is getting married, so it's super cute.
Okay, yeah.
Anywho.
Put on my docket.
Yeah.
I have so many shows right now I'm watching.
So many shows.
But yeah, it was good to see them. Jubilee looked great. Yeah. Demi was like, what, filing her nails the whole time? Like, what was she doing?
So
She's just this
she does
little sassy one. Yeah.
She's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie though, I kind of like blacked out during that whole day. I'm just like, what? Football, paintball, what? Tag, hearts. Like,
they were
like, weren't they supposed to be out? Yeah, but like one of them like ran and got the heart, but she was like covered in paint. I'm like, isn't she supposed to be out if she gets like, I don't know. Did they not follow the rules?
That's what I didn't quite understand. You bring up a really good point, because I was kind of like, all of them were getting paint all over them, but they were still running for the heart.
Yeah.
And I thought, I guess then it's just grabbing the heart then. Like literally grabbing that, what looked like a heart pillow, like a pink one and a blue one, running. And Edwina was amazing. She was like, it was like I was watching a football game. That girl sprinted to the other side, grabbed that pillow, didn't care that she got like hit with paint multiple times, and she went back. And Joey noticed, and it was just like, Edwina.
And he loves that, and I'm glad, you know.
Yeah. He noticed this.
So you know, Evelyn didn't get rewarded for her athleticism at the last group date, but at least Edwina did.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the after date, that was unfortunate, right? Because he picked one.
Yeah.
Blue team won, I think.
Yeah.
And like Edwina's team won. The girls didn't get time. Yeah, he just picked one. Amazing.
Yeah.
That was kind of annoying because it's like the first group date. So all these girls didn't have time with him. And the other girls had time with him. So, like, that was weird.
They got, like, extra time. And they got, like, no time. And it kind of reminded me of Joey on The Bachelorette. We remember that second date, the kissing date. It was 6 guys. And then he got chosen. And he got to have one-on-one time with Charity. And all the guys went home, sadly. And that's where everyone was talking with Brayden and everything. But it's just, like, this team actually won. They weren't losers. And she's just, although Edwina's great, and I think she deserved to be chosen.
I was glad.
Not that they didn't all work, but
yeah.
But it was kind of like, that's unfair, and what a letdown. And they all had to get dressed like they could be chosen, and then she was the one who ended up being chosen. Like, they got dressed up.
And it's like it's like, first off, like, you know, it's just not fair because, like, they didn't even have a date where they could interact with him. Where, like, the other group date, it's like they each had their moment. They could eat cake with him, talk with him, dance with him, whatever. But, like, this one, it's like, okay, let me watch you play a game, and then I'm going to pick one of you for no reason, really, other than that she showed a lot of competitive streaks in that.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of, I don't know. I didn't love that as a group date. I never really loved their group dates. I'm not going to lie. Like, half the time I do think the first one was actually cute because, like, there were moments where they could talk. But, like, this one, I'm just like, great. So they ran a bit, and then, or, you know, it was boot camp, and then they played a game, and then one person got to spend time with him. But at least it was Edwina, you know. She's beautiful. She's from Liberia.
Yeah.
She's oh my God. She's, like, comes from immigrant parents, worked hard, trying to support herself, her family, you know, so.
Own business. She's an entrepreneur. Like, she works really hard. And I love that she told him, like, she was vulnerable and talked to him and was basically like, growing up in an African household, you know, being the oldest girl, she had to help by taking care of the kids and cleaning up and doing all these things. And I feel like I'm not going to speak for all African people. I'm half Nigerian, but there's a standard, like, that you have to, and I think other families can have this too, as I said, but I feel like it was, when I was growing up, it was like, do really well. If you get like a B plus, you need that A. Like, you get A minus, you still need that A. Like, it's very, yes. You got to. And in many ways, just other aspects, like, you always put your best foot forward, and you always do your best, and you have to excel. Not just meet expectations, excel. So I like that she also brought that up with him, and it was something for him to learn as well, because he may not have a lot of experience knowing about that. But yeah, it was a nice little date, and she's cute. She was like, "He's my husband." I love that. So Edwina, she got the
I
rose, of
know.
course.
Yes, I was
I
happy about
just
that.
really feel like, just based on his date so far, I love that Joey truly seems open to different women, and it's not
Yeah.
just something he's saying and we're not really seeing it. I feel
Yeah.
like it truly is, and I think
Yeah.
that's important, especially for keeping an audience with this
Mm-hmm.
franchise, because we need to see that. And I know that I like to see it. I find it more enjoyable to watch the show because of that. When I see different types of women and backgrounds, that he's actually like entertaining and like entertaining the
Yeah.
thought and interested in and seeing
Valuing.
like valuing and
Mm-hmm.
learning about them. So I really, really like that. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree. Meanwhile, during their little, Edwina and Joey one-on-one, there was some drama at the house. I found it to be very stupid drama. I was really annoyed. Maria and Medina. So Medina's 31, barely younger than me. And she was and she was just like kind of lamenting, like, oh, I'm the oldest in the house. Like, I do want to talk to him about it. Like, it kind of gets to me because like she is like almost 10 years older than some of the girls there,
Yeah.
So she was upset, and then I guess Maria overheard it, and she's like, well, I'm 29. And I don't know how you felt about it, Arena, but I did think that she was being a little bit dismissive of Medina's feelings, because then it was, all through the grapevine. Then Sydney heard Maria, and then Sydney told Medina, and Medina, I don't even know, she wasn't upset, but Maria found out that Sydney told Medina, and Maria was upset. So she talked to Medina. Wow, I think I did actually recount that. Wow.
You did. You did.
So she's talking to Medina, and Medina's like, I'm 31, and Maria's like, I'm 29. It's the same. It's not the same. Girl, you do not have a 3 in front of your age.
Yes, makes a
that
difference.
is a stark difference, okay? 29 is 29. 30 and up is a lot. It's an adult, all right? You're an adult now. So like 31, no, I'm sorry. There's a difference. It's not the same. And I thought it was really immature that she couldn't like sit back and like try and at all think of it. She just kept steamrolling towards the idea of like, oh, like, why would you be upset? You're hot and beautiful. Like, so am I. I'm like basically 31, that's basically what she's saying. And it's like, anyways, I found that annoying. And she was like very aggressive about it. She was like mad. It was kind of weird.
Because I feel like, I feel like that's Maria's personality, and I don't think that she meant to come off that way. That's just how she communicates. But Medina's different, and that is not how she communicates.
Yeah.
And I do believe I can see how Medina saw that as dismissive, because it was like she was saying, who cares? You're 31.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And also with Medina, I understand
like
why.
You shouldn't care. And it's like, well, she does.
But she does, and that's okay. She should care if she wants to care. And like you said, there are women in that house. I think the youngest is 23 this season. I think Leia's 23. I don't know if she's 21. But that's an 8-year age difference. And yeah, if you're 31 in a house full of 20-somethings, including 29, and you're the oldest, you're gonna start to feel a little
and he's
on the older side. He's 28.
He's not older than her. So
exactly. And I feel like she had every right to feel the way that she did. And on the other end, Maria had the right to communicate the way she did. It just didn't mesh. And I think Sydney just stirred the pot, and I think she needed to just kind of not do that.
Well, it only seems to get worse next week. So, that's kind of what to expect next week. There's some preview drama with Sydney and Maria, and I think Joey's involved, and things are going to hit the fan soon. So, excited for next week.
Right. Yeah. So what do we think, though, in terms of, like, the relationships that are forming? Like, what do we think? Are we on track with our picks? Like...
You are. You're right on track. I do think, I do have to say, I think I said Lexi, right? She was my number 2. So Lexi, I was like, okay, not much from Lexi now. But then she broke out the little fine arts degree. Yeah. I'm a painter. I'm in galleries. It's starting to really pick up. And she turns around. She's like, so here's the dolphin swimming in the ocean. Like, here's you. Yeah. And it was just so hilariously bad. And I just loved that because I was just starting to think like, okay, she's fading to the background a little bit. You know, I wasn't as, you know, interested in her story, but like this episode. But then that just like brought me right back in. I was like, oh my God, I love her. She's hilarious. Like, I think that was the perfect move. I think he loved it. He did. And he even said like, oh, she's showing me her comical side, you know? Yeah. So I'm hoping that Lexi still goes far, but I am totally team Rachel now. And of course I'm team Daisy. I might even say I'm jumping on the bandwagon a bit with that, but I think she's amazing. I'm just kind of like, it's a little much, it's like the, you know, publicity and the production on her. It's like, of course I'm going to like Daisy. Of course I'm going to think she's going to win. You know, I do like her, but it's like, I almost feel like it's not a fun choice. It's like, well, she's just up there, you know? Yeah.
Just there.
So, yeah.
I totally think so. And I feel like what I was wrong about, though, in terms of like top 7, I think I threw Erica in there because I really like her, but Erica goes home.
Erica's gone.
Which made me sad. I was like, why? She was so cute. I know. Fun and,
she was so cute.
Yeah. And I was like, I thought you liked the dancing.
I know. They were kissing. She like kissed his nose. Yeah. With the icing on it.
I'm so like, sometimes I think, is this like a production thing? Because I almost wonder, you know, with the leads, out of 22 women, is he really sitting there going, these are my 19 diehards? Or is he like, these are my 6 that I really, really like? I guess you guys,
so true.
They're like, we'll pick the rest based on what they think is going to make a good show, you know? Right. And I'm kind of like, because we didn't really see him talk to Sydney very much at all. I don't know. No. And this is no offense to Sydney, but seriously, production didn't really show that. Autumn talked to him like the one time in the limo entrance, and that was it. Yeah. And I was kind of like,
it's like, what's really...
What's for real, what's not? But it's,
I don't know. Again, though, we only see the surface. Maybe they are having conversations that don't make air, you know, so...
They show us what they want us to see, and I also feel like with Jen, and I'm kind of skipping ahead, like, we see shots of them together on what seems like a one-on-one for next week's episode. Why didn't we see their conversation at the rose ceremony cocktail party in this episode? Like, I didn't forget her, but just like I don't want to forget what their connection is. Yeah. She's just going to pop up in a one-on-one. Like, can we please see more of that and less drama?
Yeah, I know.
I still haven't seen a one-on-one, like, cocktail party with him and Rachel.
Can they show
me that? I know they're talking. They must be talking. But where was it?
Yeah.
These are just my...
Hopefully, though, you know what? We'll see a lot more of all of it. As there are less girls, honestly.
That's true. It'll weed out and it'll be more fun that way, I think, to see that.
Another person who I thought stood out at the rose ceremony, like cocktail hour, was Evelyn with her jacket she made. That was so cute.
So talented.
And like, I did some digging, and she actually owns a jacket making company. Like this is what she does, like her hustle. So that was really cute.
It was.
And she wrote. Like for the right reasons. Yeah, for TRR. So cute. And I was like, oh my God, she's here for the right reasons.
She is. And
it's on a jacket.
So like interesting and comical. She has great content too. So if you haven't checked out her IG, please go to her IG. This woman is really good at it. But yeah, and he loved it. He was like so like he thought it was so thoughtful. He was like, this is one of the most like beautiful things anyone's ever given me. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet, Joey, but you're 28. Has no one ever done something else? No. But still, it was a beautiful gift because it was from the heart. It was super thoughtful. And I really do like Evelyn. I don't know how far she's actually going to go, but I really do like her. And I hope we see her some more after this show. If Paradise
definitely Paradise.
If it continues, like
I hope so. They need to get their stuff together. Yeah. Okay, well, I feel like that's everything. And then we had then Lauren.
Oh, right. Duh. Yes.
Lauren, back to the beginning. Now we see the drama unfold. Lauren is upset because once again, she's not really having time with Joey at the cocktail hour. She's still in a weird funk about the whole wedding date thing and like her dad, and like she's just super jaded at this point, getting angry. Like she's just pissed off. And so she brings Joey outside and tells him, I'm going home. Yeah. And I feel like he was just like so shocked. He was just kind of like, okay. Like he had no idea what to say or do. Like,
yeah.
I think he was just kind of like, okay. And then she was like, oh, here's the cake that we should have had at the wedding thing. Like, I thought that was kind of cute. Oh my God. They were like, she was like, it's red velvet.
And she's like, this is not red velvet. She cuts it. She's like, oh, and she like curses, and he laughed because that is funny.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was like, she just like threw a tantrum then. And then she like she ate it from a fork. She palmed it and then smashed it in her face and chucked the cake. And I was just like, classy. So classy. But it was honestly like a funny ending to what was honestly a pretty sad journey as a bachelor for her. You know, like I do feel for her. This was not what she expected. It didn't end on a good note, but I think for her and Joey, like that little comedic relief, like definitely was the right move. Like if I were her, I probably would have tried to be ridiculous and funny too, just to kind of like, you know, maybe hide the tears.
Yeah.
God, so sad. I do feel for her. I thought she would go further. I really did, even with the sister thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she just wasn't the right match for him. You know, we talked about it earlier. She's like very intense energy, and he just, I think, wants someone more more calming.
Yeah, because he is. So
he's
looking for someone to kind of match that, it seems. And like you said, just they weren't a good match for each other. She's really entertaining. I'm gonna miss kind of like her entertainment value, honestly, because it's nice to kind of have some, personality. Not that they don't have personality, but a lot of the women are calm energy. I feel like they get excited and stuff.
Except for Maria.
Maria's a wild card. Wild card for sure. And Jess is like, I don't know, I think Jess is just being herself, but
she may be
the
a
wrong
more
way
chill.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I think she's kind of oblivious to like the rules, you know?
Like,
don't brag about your kiss. Don't complain about how people are annoyed with you kissing him.
Yeah.
Although one thing I was going to say was we are going to see Lauren. Well, maybe. I don't know. I shouldn't say are. But we could see Lauren again at Hometowns with Allison.
She said that too.
If Allison makes it that far, which I think would be so funny. And I'm sure they'll make some funny jokes or like have some funny thing.
They will.
100%. But yeah, I can't imagine what their parents are like thinking right now. Just kind of like, what? So you kissed both of my daughters.
And then they have two brothers too, because they said they have three other siblings, two boys, and then like when they first showed up. So that would be interesting. So we'll see how far. But right now we're not seeing a ton of time with the sister Allison and Joey. But then again, like you said, sometimes we don't see a lot of time with the other people that show up at the end for whatever reason. They like build it up. And then it's like, it's totally clear, it's apparent, and we're just like, oh, that makes sense. So we'll see. It'll be nice to see who's going to the end. I'm excited actually for that, because we know Daisy is, but who else is? Who else is? I love Daisy.
Lexi,
Daisy's
Rachel.
Awesome,
I think we have our top three. Yes.
But we can't forget Jen. We'll see her one-on-one next week. We'll see what happens with that. And we can't forget Kelsey A. Kelsey A is still there. She's quirky. I like her because she's different, but I'm like, I don't know a lot about her. So I'm assuming we're eventually going to see that, because we keep seeing her with him, and he keeps saying all these great things about her.
He
but
does.
We're not seeing a ton of time with that.
Right. Agreed.
So that'll be interesting to see. And she's tall. She seems close to his height. I don't know. So that's kind of fun.
Okay. And then he did the rose ceremony. He eliminated 3 girls. Who was it? It was
Taylor, Erica,
obviously Lauren, and then
Lauren self-eliminated, and then Marlena from Florida.
Yes. Yeah, Marlena, I never saw her talk with him, so I wasn't surprised by that. Yeah. I was a little surprised by Taylor, but at the same time, not really, because I kind of got negative vibes from her too. And then Erica, I was surprised about because I thought they were cute. But again, he's having some really good, interactions with a lot of the girls. So he needs to start being more picky. Yeah. And, unfortunately, he's got to make the decision soon. He only eliminated 3, though. I feel like that's not a lot for the second week. I would like to know. We should check up on Bachelor Data, if you're not following them. They're one of our friends on Instagram. Check them out, or maybe we could reach out and ask if they can look into that. How many people are eliminated every episode usually.
That would be really neat to see, because that is interesting. So now they're down to 19, and 2 people didn't get on any of the dates. It was Leia, and I want to say Sydney wasn't on either date. Was it Sydney? Because she definitely wasn't on the group date for the wedding.
I think you're right. I don't remember.
But I know.
Again, I didn't pay attention during that. I'm like, sports, nah.
But I know that Leia definitely wasn't, and someone else wasn't. So there's 2 women who will definitely be included in dates next week. But then I guess everyone will be, because now they're down to 19. So they'll do at least one-on-one. I wonder if they'll do 2. And they'll do 2 group dates. One of them's going to be a tennis one. We saw the teaser for it. So we'll see. Yeah.
I'm excited for this next episode. I'm excited for this season. I really like the format of the episodes. Like, I'm really glad that they're like sequencing it so that the rose ceremony ended the episode. I hope they continue doing that. But yeah, I think that
wraps
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. We have covered and recapped episode 2 of season 28, Joey's season of The Bachelor. We're excited to see what happens, because so far, I will say real quick, I don't know, I wouldn't say he's the best Bachelor, but I am saying that only because I haven't really been watching The Bachelor all these years. I watched that first one 20 plus years ago when I was younger, and then I took a break, and I've just now popped back in. He's the first Bachelor I'm watching in real time. I've watched a few others like Colton's and Ben's, like I've told you, and Matt and Clayton's. And for me, out of those, he's my favorite. So I don't have a lot to base it on, but I think because he seems genuine, like he is listening to everyone, and he is truly open to different women, and I think he's attractive, and I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. I'm just a lot more talk to me at hometowns. Maybe we'll see. Honestly, it's I don't know. I thought Pilot Pete was a great Bachelor, but he ended up picking Hannah Ann at the end. But then he broke up with her for Madison, and that was devastating to me. I was like, no, I thought they were so cute, and it just sucks to see that they're wrong and they do this in the end. So in that sense, I just feel like I can't trust any of these Bachelors.
True.
Like any other man, right? Just kidding. Except for our husbands.
Ones, right? So apparently this is something that the Bachelors have done before. Maybe not all the time, but it's happened. So Ari proposed to Becca first. They broke up while The Bachelor was airing during that season. And then he got together with Lauren, proposed to her after the final rose, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they got married a year later, and now they have kids. And it worked out.
So many kids, yeah.
So it worked out.
And it's fine, but as far as the best Bachelor, I'm just I just gotta see more of him. I can't say it yet. Totally. I do like him.
Totally.
And I think he's so sweet, But I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
He's gonna have to show me what he's gonna earn it, exactly.
I get it, yeah. And he still needs to earn it, I feel in general for me, but I've been a fan of his since charity season, so it's kind of
I
like I'm like,
know.
go Joey.
Yeah.
But I do see him definitely. He's just another guy, people. He is on the show. He is being pumped up. He has a stylist. He has skincare now. He has a hairstylist as well. Like he has all these people that are like there to make him look amazing and look good all the time and tailor his clothes. And yes, he's great, but he's just another guy. And so let's keep that in mind. No one's perfect. Yeah. And let's not hold people to such on a pedestal. It's just another person.
You got to give them the grace of gods, right?
Yes, yes.
Grace a day.
Yes, grace a day. All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for joining us and getting your Bachelor Buzz on with us. We'll be scanning your comments for what we should drink next week. So if you have a special type of wine, let us know. We can give some feedback. My Cab Sauv has been amazing. It's really light. It's a little sweet. It's not as heavy as usual Cab Sauv. So if you're interested in a really good Cab Sauv, the Spencer brand is what I used. So, but yeah, let us know in the comments if you want us to talk about anything specific, or if you have any like theories. We'd love to hear about that. Yeah.
No spoilers though, guys.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Don't put spoilers in our comments, because I've seen that people will put spoilers in comments on other posts. Not our like IG, but I'm saying that's happened. Yeah. So please, spoiler free.
Yes. Yes, yes. But yeah, thanks for joining us. We are Julia
and Arena.
Bye.
Bye.